Hello Genty, and welcome to your fourth installation for Design Futures at Decoration Design.
Hello.
So this year it's colour visions. Why is colour such an important trend at the moment? It's taking a central focus in design.
I believe it's really important at the moment because we've had such a turbulent time socially, politically, economically, and it's a bit of not a huge backlash from that, but it's this freedom that we're getting, freedom of expression, because we've seen that the way we're told to do things isn't necessarily always the right way for us. Sometimes it's just better to embrace what you want to do and express yourself and your own personal preferences.
So the Kanavsky exhibit is just an incredible use of colour and interpretation of this colour visions that you've presented today. When did you first discover this and how did it impact you?
A couple of years ago now, and when I first saw it, I saw it in print. So I think that impacted me too much at all. I thought it was interesting, but it wasn't until I actually spent time in a room that they designed in Paris earlier this year that it really captured my heart, and I had to have it in Australia.
Yeah, it's incredible. What's your personal relationship with colour?
Love it. Love it. I don't wear as much of it as I'd like.
Yep.
Because I'm very, very picky. In my space, I usually use colour, because I've worked with colour so much, I usually keep my space quite clear of colour and then introduce it through accessories. But that's more of a mental space thing for me, since it's nice to be able to go from job to job and just clean off a palette completely and approach it with a fresh pair of eyes.
Definitely. Nature's laboratory is a strong theme with Design Futures installation. Terrarium's also a huge trend everywhere at the moment. Why do you think people are reaching out to nature and bringing it back into the home?
I think terrariums are great because they're a very contained way to bring it back into the home, and they're fairly self-sufficient in a lot of ways. If you know how to look after them, they behave quite well.
Good for city dwellers.
People get really disappointed and heartbroken when they buy a plant and bring it home and pot it up and it just dies in the corner, because they can be temperamental things. So I think that's where some of the terrarium trends have come from. But also the process in producing them is quite therapeutic. They're meticulous the way they're produced, and the ones that we have from Lulu Bloom downstairs are just remarkable.
Yeah, they really are. Why do you think designers are suddenly embracing colour and in an impactful way? I mean, the woe that you mentioned today.
Yeah, because we can.
Yeah.
Because technology is allowing us to do it. Lighting technology is making it more affordable with LEDs and so forth. You can play with colour and light in a way that you've never been able to before. Also, technology with carpet companies now being able to do printed floors to specification, paints being released in all sorts of colourways now. We don't just have the conservative palettes that we used to be offered in our applied colours. And designers across the world are playing with it a lot, so it gives us the freedom and the courage to do so as well.
You said you really love colour. Why or how does the use of colour change a design project?
It depends on the designer.
Yep.
And hopefully for most designers, after seeing colour visions, they'll consider colour at the beginning of the design process rather than as an afterthought. Colour works well when it's treated as an important element, rather than just disband it and go, oh, we've got all these now, what colour are we going to make them? Mm-hmm. So the best way to use colour is, in that sense, is to treat it with respect, and to also understand why you're choosing to use the ones that you're using, or why you're choosing not to use colour.
Yep.
What that makes, the absence of colour, understanding that is also very, very important.
Yeah, it's a fascinating subject. Thank you very much.
You're more than welcome, thank you.
Thank you.